Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Good evening, fellow AfterBuzzers. Tonight's episode of Face Off, Season 10, Episode 7 is brought to you by The Gauntlet. I am your host, Alana Jordan. You can find me on Twitter at Alana Jordan and on Instagram at That Alana Jordan Girl. And tonight I am joined, as always, by my phenomenal panel.
Yes, I'm part of the panel. I'm Emma Fyffe. I was hoping when I took this off, it was just gonna slide off, but I got it in like a knot, so now I'm sure my hair looks crazy. I'll try to adjust that as the show goes on, but I can be found all over the internet at Emma Fyffe, which is my name.
And I am Michelle Cullen, and you can find me on Twitter at Michelle_Cullen, which is my name.
There you go. Now, before we dive into this extra intense episode of Face Off, see that little red button down there that says subscribe? Click it. Click it. You know you want to. Subscribe, rate, comment. Hey, tweet at us. Use that hashtag ABTVFaceoff and keep with us in the chat, too. What up?
By the way, my hair did look totally crazy because there's like a little bit
very anime.
Yeah, there's like a little bit of a delay here. I was having a Super Saiyan moment, guys. It's fine.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, she's going Super Saiyan Emma.
I know. I wish I had my scouter.
That would be great.
So, every face-off contestant's worst nightmare, the Gauntlet is back.
Oh,
Here's my thing about the Gauntlet. Okay, so the thing that's super interesting to me about it is that, so basically in the Gauntlet, if you win in the first round or you win in the second round, you don't have to go on to the third round. But if you win in one of those rounds, you don't get the opportunity to be the challenge winner. So it's kind of this double-edged sword.
It is, but it kind of goes back to how we've been talking to some of the contestants about what they would rather have, safe versus top or bottom look. But when part of being safe also is kind of mini winning, and you get a dinner and you don't have to stress out for a whole day, I feel like that kind of counteracts it.
I would much rather win a challenge than win the top look in this case.
I would totally agree with you, except, and we'll get into it when we really talk about, the top looks, but like the winner this week is maybe, it's absolutely one of, if not my absolute favorite makeup I've ever seen on Face Off.
This Gauntlet turned out some amazing work.
It really, really did, though.
I'm surprised. I've been consistently agreeing with the judges, which normally I don't. And
totally.
While I am like, all right, this snarky is quite clever, but also, ouch.
Yep.
I do think.
Yeah.
I really agree with all of the sentiments.
Yeah. Listen, this is my theory about it. The judges have secretly been watching our after show, and they're like, you know what?
Cinematic
Emma, Elena,
quality.
Exactly. They don't agree with us, so we got to change our judging standards.
I will take full credit for it.
Yeah, totally.
I'll just say that
I think
totally
that's what happened.
Yeah.
It's obviously. That's an AfterBuzz exclusive. It's not.
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
It's a lie. Yeah. So, Gauntlet kicks off. They walk in. They see these 4 screens. They see this watery background, and I love. Oh dear God, please don't let it be an underwater makeup. Which you never know going into these when you have these vague references to what it's gonna be, and it's like the set is like bounding the episode. Yeah. You just get a little hint of it and you're like, oh, what is this gonna be?
Yeah.
Turns out the first round of the Gauntlet is bringing to life pirate ship
Yes.
captains.
Yes.
A la Hook and Pirates of the Caribbean. Mm-hmm. You can call me Captain Elena
I
tonight.
see. Oh, okay. Now
There
I'm
you
seeing
go.
the pirate coat. Yep, it's
Yep.
very Captain Hook.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, yeah. So for this one, they also had the added little twist. This could just be, the gauntlet could be called Twister because it's just twist after twist.
Yep.
Yep.
They have to hand lace some hair.
Yeah.
It's got to be a real twist. It's going to be, I want to create a little sound bite for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna do it.
They have to hand lay hair that is a beard based on these characters that they create based on these mythical ships.
Yes.
And it has to be a magnificent beard.
It
That
has
was the
to be
wording.
a magnificent beard. Quite the beard.
Quite a beard.
Quite the beard. So Caleb gets the Flying Dutchman and has this gray beard, kind of scraggly, wants it to look like kind of a dead pirate look.
Yep. What? Pretty good for a Flying Dutchman.
Yeah, it comes across.
It's accurate.
It works.
Yep.
Mel gets the Nautilus and does this like old surreal sailor and has Matt as her model too. So
Yeah.
shout out to Matt.
Yeah, I love Matt.
But I love that she's like, I hate hair. I don't even have hair on my head. I hate this.
Yeah.
I just don't want to do it.
Yep.
Didn't end up being the top
No.
either.
No.
But still solid look.
Yeah, I didn't think in this hair. I mean, because let's get real. Yes, it was a pirate challenge, but it was also a hair laying challenge, and I don't think that anybody just like totally missed the mark and had
Right.
super duper fake looking hair. I mean, granted, because there were so many makeups, we didn't get to spend that much time with every single one, but there were none that in their quick sort of pass by that I looked at and went, ugh, you know?
Yeah, they were all passable.
Yeah,
They were all a solid look.
totally. And I think that the people who weren't as good at it went a really safe direction by making it a little more fantastical. Now, ultimately, it was the people that did super duper realistic that won, and rightfully so.
And it did look very realistic.
Oh, yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah.
Like, Anna had the Nautilus,
Yeah.
which ended up not being a top look,
Yeah.
but was also, it was a solid
it was
look.
fine,
It
yeah.
was good. It was not one that is anything to write home about, but she
Yeah.
wanted to have a very clean, luxurious, well-kept look, and that came across.
Yep.
Which I think is kind of interesting versus Mel's kind of, which based on the same boat, and you see how
Yeah.
different they are.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yep.
But also Vaughn had the Manjet barge and had this like pirate in the sun with this like kind of gold braiding thing that was just kind of, it seemed like it was just added last minute. That one I
Yeah.
think could have done really well, but because it was just kind of haphazard.
Yeah.
With the gold braiding at the very last.
Yes. Yep.
I understood what she was trying to go for with that, but it literally was just a ribbon that was wrapped.
Yeah, very
Around.
loosely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it just, and because the ribbon was so thick, just kind of detracted from the rest of the look.
I agree. Kim in the chat said that she was hoping that someone, I don't know if she means us, I believe she means the show, hoping that someone would make a SpongeBob reference, but I guess you can't ask for everything because of the Flying Dutchman. I have to admit I'm not really super familiar with SpongeBob, but I saw the opera, The Flying Dutchman, when I was in Germany. So
Flying Dutchman is referenced in a lot of things.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, it's pretty
kind of
famous.
the most common, I think, of
sort of ghost ships.
the four.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess none of these characters really seem to look like they lived in a pineapple under the sea.
Nope.
Nope.
But
I don't know how you'd incorporate a beard into that, though. You know,
sponge beard.
sponge beard.
That
That's
just
an upsetting
doesn't
visual.
sound nice at
No.
all.
No.
But it would be very convenient if you needed to clean up.
Do you know what I mean? That would be like a whimsical beard made out of sponge, and then they had to lay
Oh,
the sponge down. And
Yeah.
it's like, this is just, they're running
You know,
out of
I
ideas.
would not even be surprised on this show, and they would be like, now make it look realistic but whimsical. And also add a little bit of horror, but not too much. It's for children. And you're like, what? So,
Yep. That would.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
A little
okay.
bit. Now, speaking of somebody who goes pretty intense with their descriptions, Robert had his
my
Flying
God.
Dutchman character, and I love every time this man is on screen.
He lights up my life.
I love it.
His stories behind his characters are just...
And he comes up with this like that quick.
Yeah,
This
and
is like a
elaborate.
2-hour challenge. They have 2 hours. I'm like,
And he
good
just,
God, man.
he just like looks at a face or a collection of prosthetics and goes, immediately there is a name and it's coming to my mind, and it is this thing, and it's like,
Captain Dishwasher.
yeah, dishwasher, yeah, roughly translated from German.
in German.
Yep.
Who is cursed by his ex-wife, who says he never does dishes. So now he is a pirate
Yep.
out on the Flying Dutchman. I am all about it, Robert. And I hope while he's on the Flying Dutchman, Lance the Crab shows up and they become the best of
Yes.
buds.
Well,
With
let's
the
be
duck.
fair though, guys. Lance is a land
He
crab.
is a land crab.
So...
But I feel like, to keep Captain Dishwasher happy.
yes. And apparently the Flying Dutchman is a ghost in SpongeBob. So that checks out.
Oh,
That checks out.
there's a ghost under the sea.
I guess so.
The Flying Dutchman.
yeah.
It's a ghost ship under the sea.
Okay, but not important.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Moving on.
But it led to one of the favorite quotes. Also, shout out to Lee Burns, who always talks to us on Twitter, who says that his favorite quote of the season is, "You are a strange, strange man." From Glenn to
I
Robert,
know.
which I agree
I
wholeheartedly.
totally
and I love
agree
it.
in the most beautiful way possible.
The most phenomenal way.
Yeah. Yeah, I can only imagine what it must have been like when he walked into the casting. Like, I feel like he walked in and they went, there's just, if this guy has even a little bit of talent and could survive one challenge, we have to cast him.
Yes.
And he's done consistently
No, he's great.
well. Yeah.
No, he's super creative and super talented.
Even
so.
the bottom looks that he's had, there's been some prop, some
Yeah.
element that they go, and that's my favorite part. And you're like, yeah, his too.
Yeah. Yep. Totally. Yeah, I agree.
Comes across. There you
He's
go.
aware.
Yeah.
We're gonna commission him to make the line of action figures that we want of all of our
Yeah.
favorite top looks.
Yep.
Which will also include some of the looks from this evening, which will
Yes.
Yes.
now, Rob also did well, but not super phenomenal with laying the hair, which Rob has
Yeah.
been consistently doing very well.
Yeah, he has.
But he had the Nuckvarl,
Yep.
which is this like Viking ship made of bones and nail, which sounds really awesome. And he did like this kind of coarse, bristly beard, which worked for what he was given. But ultimately, Walter, who had the same ship, I feel like Emma wants to say something really bad.
No, Walter, that it was so great. You know what I mean? Like, I just looked at, to me, that just looked like a Viking pirate. It's exactly what you think of when you think of that kind of character. Like, ultimately, like, it wasn't really outside of the box, but he just did such a good job with the beard and the differentiation in the face. It was, I feel like Walter, who was it last season? Evan? Was that the guy that sort of came out of nowhere that ended
Yeah.
up being in the top? Like, I feel like that's the same way with Walter.
The cool,
It's
toxic
yeah.
ways. Yeah.
It's like, because you remember Rob because Rob is so young. And so you know, like, he's always fresh in your mind, but like Walter is really freaking talented, and you just
Yeah.
kind of forget about him sometimes, I think.
Yeah, he like sneaks up and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, also amazing bomb dropped."
Yep.
Just
Boom.
like that.
Yep.
Yep.
Which this was an interesting kind of challenge too, because they came out in wardrobe. You already get to see the wardrobe
Right.
before you do the
Yeah.
makeup, which is opposite for
Right,
how
right.
it normally is.
Totally.
And he really played that up, and it really was just a cohesive character, and the face fits so well with the rest of the look that it definitely made sense, and it was a top look.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I love the blending that he did with the beard. Just
Yeah.
adding that in. It
Yeah.
added so
The
much.
color from the face to the
Yeah.
hair
Yeah.
and just
It was very realistic. It was a magnificent beard.
Yeah.
It was.
it was quite a burly, magnificent beard.
Yes.
Yes.
Good on you, Walter. We enjoyed your beard. Now, I have to say, my personal favorite of this is Melissa, just because her as Charlie Day makes me so happy, and the
I
fact that she
know.
incorporates that into her work fills me with delight.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's so good at laying hair because she normally cosplays with her all-female group, so she normally does the male characters. Yeah. So she's used to laying hair on herself, and she has her technique of using the small sections and adhering and then pulling out the excess to make it look very realistic. And I love that she's like, if I don't do well, I'll be very embarrassed.
I know, but she did great, so.
Yeah, this manjet barge that she just brought to life with the captain, and it turned out so cool. And doing the like gold accents, and then having just that little. I wish they would have even done more of a close up on that little clasp, the little gold
the little
jewel
clasp thing that she put on the bottom of it. Yeah, it was very effective, and to me that gave the impression that it was like that the hair was like really grown into the face, that it was like strong enough to support that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it's kind of a weird thing to say, but
it's got a bedazzled beard, sort of. So
it makes
carrying
sense.
The weight of the jewels, and that's a very realistic thing. Not that I've, studied ancient Egyptian culture.
Absolutely.
But it feels like it fits based on my multiple viewings of The Prince of Egypt.
Yep.
Just saying where my sources come from.
Yep. I love that. Yeah, and it is very minimalistic, but really works. And as Glenn put, it didn't look like you were trying to get away with something. It looked like it was what made the character, what made the most sense for the look.
Totally.
Because ultimately, it wasn't a beard challenge. No. It was a challenge that also included a beard.
Yeah.
So it was kind of interesting seeing that the two top looks, one was very beard heavy and the other was beard light.
Yeah.
Kim says, much better than Bud and
Kim in the chat says that Melissa's was her favorite makeup this episode.
There you go.
It was very good.
I'm with you.
It was a job well done.
It was.
So they are told that they don't have to do the rest of the challenges. They get to take a breather. They get to go back home and hang out until a limo comes to pick them up and the winners of the second challenge to take them out to dinner. And everyone else is like, well, F.
You know what? I take it back. I would want to win in round one, so I can just go out to dinner.
Right? There it is. Because then you're just like, oh, well, I guess I'll just chill at home, maybe take a nap.
Do some laundry.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll wear something really nice to my dinner while everyone else is freaking out.
Yeah.
Because the second challenge, significantly harder than the first challenge.
Yes.
Is Pandora's box, and they are opening up a box with a whole lot of crazy twists.
Yes.
Yep.
Twist box.
Yep.
They're given these prosthetics, and they are told you cannot use them for the piece that as they are intended to be used. So if you get a chin piece, you got to figure out something else to do with that. It can go on the forehead. It can go on the. It cannot go on the chin. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Starts right now. Go.
Yep.
Yep.
Which, man.
Yeah. The thing is I feel like in previous seasons when they basically had to do sort of a foundation challenge as their starter challenge. So, for example, in season 8, when they had the coaches, that was basically what they had to do. They're like, here's a room full of stuff. Make some makeups that go with these things that the previous winners made. And so we've seen contestants like make really creative use of facial prosthetics, using them for things that they were not actually intended for. So I actually really like this aspect of the challenge.
I did like this aspect, but I feel like it is for a makeup artist to then go, it's one thing for them to come up with these pieces and say, oh, I've thought of a creative use looking at it.
Right.
Versus here's a box of stuff.
Yeah, no, that is true.
None of them
That's
can
true.
be.
Yeah, because they didn't get to pick what they were using. They had no idea what was going to be in the box when they opened it.
Yeah, and you can't just be like, well, I'm not going to use this one because I don't want weird tufts on the side, you know? It's like, well, you better make those tufts work.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was
rough.
reminiscent of a foundation challenge, and I can't remember specifically if they had to use the pieces in an unconventional fashion.
Yes, Ellen in the chat actually pointed out. I was trying to recall too, but also again in season 8 there was one where they had to hand off the makeup to somebody else and they just got a piece that didn't necessarily have anything to do with the makeup that was already being done, and they had to find a way to incorporate it. So
That one was cool. That was
really
like a game
cool.
of telephone, but with prosthetics.
Yeah, it was a really, really cool challenge.
It's like, let's see what the message ends up being at the end.
So I always love to see what the contestants do with pre-made pieces. You know, because it's one thing to go in and have this vision and sculpt everything from scratch and make it specifically to fit your model, but it's so neat to see like what these makeup artists do when they don't have that luxury.
Because that is going to be a challenge that they face as a makeup artist when they're working on independent films, on different things. They're just going to say, this is what we have.
Yeah.
Please make something cool.
Yep.
We have this many monies.
Yep.
Yep. Low budget, any indie, anything. It's preparing them for that. And then on the selfish level of being an amateur makeup artist in theater sometimes, it's like, I could do that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I understand how to lay things down. And
Yep.
if it's
Yeah.
already made for me,
Yep.
I relate to this.
Totally. Yeah, I totally agree with you.
And we really do see their creativity brought to life, as
Yeah.
Emma said, which just really highlights, okay, what are they going to do in this scenario?
Yeah, totally.
So they really all kind of knocked it out of the park. Caleb ended up getting this nose piece that he used on the chin, and then decided to use the brow on the jawline, and then had this like double chin thing that he cut and put onto ears.
Yeah. The thing about Caleb's makeup is I thought he used the prosthetic pieces extremely, extremely well. The paint was very purple.
It was the Chesa cat that the cat elf that he created. It was a little bit too...
It was just a little flat. It needed some more highlights and shadows, I think.
Yeah, it just looked... It was very pink.
Yeah.
It was like little...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was sparkly, though, and colorful, so I'm sure V loved it.
That is true.
Accurate.
If there is glitter, V will give it a thumbs up.
Yep.
So, I mean, it ended up... It was really good. I feel like it could have potentially been a top look
I
if
totally
it had been
agree.
painted better.
I know.
Yeah.
What a bummer.
Because there just isn't enough time to necessarily... I mean, he's straight out of school, and to face off, it's like, man,
Yeah.
you're crushing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's great.
It's pretty impressive. So then Mel ends up going like this kind of alien direction, and has these two cheek pieces that she puts kind of near the ears,
Yep.
and then this chin piece that just kind of adds like little froggy.
I think
like,
it was
pustules.
I think it was actually they were like chubby cheek pieces.
Yeah.
That she made into like a frog, a dual-sided frog neck.
Was it? I
Yeah.
thought she got a massive butt chin.
I thought it was a chin that was
Yeah.
like cut up and then put into it, which it did just kind of look stuck on because I
Yeah.
mean that's a piece that it's
did.
exactly like you get the box and you go, okay, well what do I do with this one? Like,
Totally.
Yeah.
I figured
That
out
was
these
tough.
pieces, but then what?
They looked like cartoon lumps, like a cartoon character gets bumped on the head and then that lump forms, and that's what I was thinking
A
of.
little
So
too
then-
Fergie.
Yeah.
My humps.
Yeah.
just right there, it's just ugh.
Yeah, and Glenn even pointed out where he was like, it doesn't really fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, ultimately that one didn't really work out. Paint looked cool.
It did.
Yeah. V liked the paint.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
Anna decided to use the nose as a chin.
A lot of them did that, actually.
Yeah. And then the lower lip was this brow thing, which was kind of cool. I mean,
Yeah.
the way that she did it, and then had the upper lip. She did like a neck wrinkle.
Yeah.
Which the neck wrinkle kind of it tore. Glenn liked it.
I was gonna
Neville
say,
wasn't into it.
and I was with Glenn on this. I kind of liked it. I thought she actually incorporated it really well. It looked fairly natural to me.
I think so, because where else would she put it?
Yeah.
That's my thing, is I'm like, and when you're given that piece, you have to use it. I think if she had put it on the face, it wouldn't have made sense. And because that jaw piece was so cool,
Yeah.
that I thought was really cool. That kind of tiara that she created with the teeth.
it's like unless you make like a double chin, but that's getting too close to what it was actually intended
Yeah.
for. So, yeah.
Well, and I think a way that could have potentially made Neville a little happier with it was to do some paint shadowing to add more
Depth.
lines
Yeah,
and depths to make it not just one.
One wrinkle. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. No, that's
Yeah.
totally fair.
That makes sense. That is something that I think if she'd had more time and done,
Yeah.
that could have also pulled out a top look.
Yeah.
You also don't want to do poorly on that to try to make that look like you
Yeah.
don't want
Yeah,
a solid painted
definitely.
outline on top of your aesthetic.
Yeah, because it did not quite make sense.
Yeah.
It did look a little tracheotomy, which you were like, what is this?
Yeah.
But overall, really cool. I
Yeah.
really like the jaw piece. I thought that was really
creepy.
neat. And then Yvonne has this whole Robin Hood character that she creates that's like the animal protector.
Yeah.
And has this like weird owl piece that she decides to use as a jaw, and then
Yeah.
the nasolabial folds that she can put around the eyes, and then this like werewolf nose thing.
Yeah.
Like that is a lot of weird pieces to get.
She got some extra weird pieces.
Yeah.
Compared
Yeah.
to everyone else.
But then she made it into like this lower lip thing. It worked.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
pretty cool. I liked that.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it was the two Robs, Rob and
I
Robert,
know.
rocking it out.
Yep.
Yeah. And to me, it was very obvious that they were the winners this
Yeah,
round.
this
yeah.
one was very, very clear
Yeah.
because Rob's just was insane.
Rob's was great.
It was so good. This, like, using the cheek as the forehead, and then the nose was this, like, upside down chin. It was just
and
so
the,
cool.
And the paint job was great on
was
it. It was so good.
Yeah.
Because
The purple spatter.
Yeah, exactly. Because he did a colorful skin creature that you believed that was that creature's skin tone.
Yes.
And he had the sparkle splatter. It was like V's dream come true
Yes.
in one makeup. Like
Yes.
it was beautiful.
Which, Glenn even says it looks like an alien that could be walking around in the background
oh,
of
totally.
the movie.
Yeah, it was brilliant. I loved
Which,
it.
of course, we're talking about the cinematic quality. It's
Exactly.
the judges ripping us off. Now, Robert, too. He just...
What did
anything...
he say the name of this character was?
This one was Qualdagna.
Right. Yeah.
Just in case you missed that was Qualdagna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this one.
This one was phenomenal, and he had these weird Spock ears that
yeah.
he turned into these eyebrows, which was just genius.
Yeah.
And then turning the nose upside down on the cheeks, and then the chin on the forehead.
Yeah.
The backstory of it casting the spell on the judges
To make him win
to
from
make
now
him
on.
win from now on, to warp their minds.
And I just love that in his interview, he's like, I'm already picking out what I'm going to order at the restaurant. Well, okay then.
We're like, good. You're very,
Very
very humble. Not quite sure about this one. We see. All right.
Yep. So it would really be nice to see you have a little more confidence in yourself, Robert.
That's the
no,
only
it's great.
thing. Just a little bit more creativity and a little more confidence. Those are the only things we're missing.
Yep. You're too humble.
He's great.
Maybe a musical element every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was absolutely incredible. And having, as Glenn described, the kabuki Ren Fair
Yep.
look that all went together. I loved it. I would definitely watch a movie about this character and Rob's
Yeah.
character hanging out.
Most definitely.
Yep.
And I love that it was just made from chaos.
Kim says Robert's model was the model who did Darla's evil doll, right? Yes, correct. It's Nayeli. She's
Nayeli is phenomenal.
She was and like he really lucked out having her as a model for this makeup too, because she totally sold it.
This was a great week for Nayeli.
I know.
Which again we keep
Yeah.
hinting at, but we'll dive into it.
Yes.
But first we got to talk about their dinner. Because they get to go to Castaway. As Robert points out, a delightful pun. You know
Yes.
I love the puns.
Oh man.
Don't know if this was quite a pun, but
Yeah.
it worked.
Play
It
on
worked.
words.
Cast us away. Cast away.
Half the cast is away.
Yeah. Cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works. So kind of a bittersweet meal because they get to celebrate, but also know
They're leaving
of
some
their
of their
buddies.
friends behind.
one of their buddies is not going to make it in the final stage of the gauntlet, which is the next day. This is the big challenge. They also have to sleep knowing that they have this huge challenge the next day. They have no idea what it's going to be. This would be the most nerve-wracking one. I'm just like, Robert, Mel, Walter, just cheers to you guys, because you dodged a bullet on this one. This isn't,
Yeah.
They get what we alluded to at the beginning of the episode, the old adage, the hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil.
Yep.
And they have to bring it to life in a horror genre way, which Mel feels is kind of a personal.
I know. She's like,
slight.
She's like, I don't have hair. I don't do
horror.
Yeah, this is starting to feel personal. Yeah.
And man, they literally drop the curtain on this intense gauntlet. We have the red curtain falls, 4 sets of 3 models standing there with the
indicating which one you need to do on which model.
Which is just overwhelming from the get-go, because you're like, there's one of me and there are 3 models.
Yep. Yeah. And 4 hours and 1 hour in last looks.
Jeez.
Good luck.
I know.
And also you have to come up with your concept, which some of them struggled with a little bit. Ultimately, I mean, some of our looks, they right off the bat, like Anna knew exactly what she wanted to do. She wanted to do zombies.
Yep.
And she wanted these characters to have been attacked by zombies in each of these ways, and now they are also undead coming at you as a trifecta, which was a really cool concept. It just fell a little bit flat. Literally, with the paint job. The paint was just flat.
And V was totally right that she didn't match her girl's face to her hands.
No, her hands are white, and then she's like a tan zombie.
Yeah.
But
I liked the hands better. Like the idea that they came in the Arctic, if she had done that more, and then added more of those dead tones, the
and
greens
just gone
and blues and grays.
It's almost like, because she'd made this decision that they were in the Arctic and it was cold, like, she should have almost gone for more of a, like, White Walker, like Game of Thrones approach to zombies. You know what I mean?
And since that is a reference that is prominent, you would think that would be something that would kind of be in her psyche a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
And also making them shiny didn't really make sense.
It didn't serve it at all.
Powder them up, make them, like, I get, even if it's the Arctic, like, they're in a dirty part of the Arctic. You know? So I feel like this was one that was a great idea, but they did point out it seemed like it came across a little robotic and didn't quite hit what she was trying to accomplish. Which I could understand, only having that amount of time, 4 hours and 1 hour in last looks. It's difficult.
Yeah. And I will say, when she first started laying on the jaw piece, it was disgusting, and I was impressed with it, and I loved the idea. And then I agreed with Glenn when you saw it
just
on the stage that there wasn't enough depth
I agree.
added to it, so it just felt
she needed
like
to create negative space where there wasn't any. You need to add some
skin folds,
some things that create outward so that it seems like it's sunk in. Which, you know, we sit here saying that, and then it's like, you have this amount of time, figure it out. Still, very solid looks. All of these looks were very solid. Now, ultimately, we had a couple of our top looks. Yvonne took a little bit longer than she needed to develop her concept.
It was really interesting, because Yvonne really did struggle to come up with a concept. And she didn't start just putting stuff on people's faces. She was sitting there racking her brain to come up with a concept, and yet she still pulled off, like, super cohesive makeups.
Yes.
I do think that her speak and hear were stronger than her see. Like, I I got the see because she did the white contact lenses, but I just didn't think it was quite as clever.
Putting the bald cap over the mouth.
Having
that look like fused skin. Adding the 2 bald caps, it really, I agree, it made those characters stronger. But ultimately, they all worked together. They all made sense.
Absolutely.
The story of having them going out to help the king by pouring acid and then having acid poured on them. that it was a story that I would love to see on screen. I would love to see those characters brought to life in a cinematic way, which makes sense. She was a top look. It worked.
I think some of it is with the C is you can't fully achieve the look of the eyes having been burned out by acid because, like, the eyelashes would be gone and you're not going to rip off your model's eyelashes.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yep.
I'm sure her model definitely appreciated just going with the context.
Yeah.
But it did look really, really cool. But I love that she has her last looks as fast looks.
Yeah.
And really showed off how talented she is in the clutch.
Good for her,
and
man.
having 1 hour and having no makeup on one of her models to perfect skin tone, all of them match. They look phenomenal. It's painted well. It makes sense.
Oh, definitely. No, these were great. They looked wonderful.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, someone did have to go home this week. And it was somebody else who was having a little trouble with their concept. Caleb ended up going the different route that Yvonne went. He did just start putting prosthetics on, trying to figure it out as he went along, because he wanted to do this tribal look and the wardrobe just wasn't there.
No.
Which is also something that you would find on a set, is that, you know, you have to work with what pieces are there and what's pulled, and it has to make sense. So that to me was a legitimate challenge that he would face. And ultimately he came up with a really, really cool look. It just didn't fit the challenge. Glenn described it as David Bowie remaking Rocky Horror but high fashion, which is something I would watch over and over on repeat.
In the right situation.
My money.
Take my money and let me watch this. Unfortunately, it just didn't fit the challenge, because instead of having these people embody all of these characteristics, the lack of these senses, it was supposed to be them taking it from other people, but they still had full function of theirs.
Yeah.
And that's not going to read in a nonverbal manner. Which, when your models walk on stage, that's all you have. You don't have your story yet.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, his thinking outside the box was a little too outside the box. But if you're going to go home, going home on the Gauntlet and still making really cool looks, that's a way to go.
I know. And I
But I'm
really
gonna miss
love Caleb.
I know, I love
like,
Caleb.
he's just got such a lovely, like, outlook and personality. Like, he's absolutely somebody who I would want to work with on a set.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's going to do fine. In the
Yeah.
business.
I was sad that he went home, definitely. And I'm going to miss him on the show.
Yeah, me too.
But I'm sure we'll see really cool stuff. from
Yeah,
him
absolutely.
Continuously, because...
Well, first of all, he's like 21, so
Yeah.
he's got some years, guys. He's gonna be fine.
Maybe he can do the makeup for the readaptation of Rocky Horror.
Exactly,
That is very
exactly.
Bowie-esque. I'd be all about it.
Yep.
Lady Gaga plays Frankenfurter.
Yep. Everyone in the chat is very sad about Caleb going
know, we
home,
love
and
Caleb.
we just all love him. So
And I think V was a little harsh, saying that it looked like a couple hookers with their pimp.
Yeah, that.
yeah,
It's like some high fashion hookers is the only way that I would go.
exactly.
Now, we do have to talk about what I think is just one of those looks that is going to stick with you
Seriously,
throughout all of the future seasons of Face Off. Mel, holy crap on a cracker.
Oh my God.
This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life.
life.
She really used her knowledge of anatomy and her... I love that she mentioned she had taken anatomy classes. She really wanted to incorporate the look of muscle. She had these characters that had pieces of their skin cut off, pulled up, blocking each of the various orifice that they need for that sense.
Yes,
Coolest
And
makeup
it's
I've
sewn
ever seen.
down.
on with this hemp string that looked like it was coming out of the skin. The fact that she was able to do this by herself in that time constraint, Glenn points out that it is like a whole team working.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Surreal.
And I mean, it looked like she did just enough texturing that you believed it was muscle, and the blood looked awesome. It
And
just...
the inside of the skin was that pinkish red. It was
It
so
looked
realistic.
so real.
I kept thinking, I want a movie to be created around this makeup.
I know.
Then I want it to scare the crap out of me.
Yeah,
That's all I want.
I could not look away. This makeup to me is unforgettable. It was so genius.
Well, it got an F yeah from Neville.
I know.
And I gotta say, we second, third, and fourth
Absolutely.
that F yeah, Mel.
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, I just... especially because Mel had been struggling and so nervous. And,
Yeah.
And then she just comes in with this and just, again, doesn't do horror, but like uses her very real working knowledge of anatomy to make something that looks like these people have actually had their skin ripped off.
Well, I love because in the second part of the challenge, Neville says, really utilize these pieces, utilize the creativity, see their utility for something different. And she really brought that into this part of the challenge of what are my strong points, what's my forte, what can I bring into this, and oh my gosh, did she bring it.
She did this in 5 hours, you guys.
That's insane. To do one of these in 5 hours
and not only
is
that,
insane.
she went into last looks being like, I'm in great shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was fine the whole time. She knew. It was just spectacular.
Yep.
And the fact that it was all even throughout, each of them looked. It wasn't like one of them there wasn't enough time to complete. It was all of them, super cohesive, phenomenal work. Worked with the costume that V pointed out, just all around. One of the best looks I think we've ever seen.
Yes.
I completely agree.
100%.
So
I'm just blown away. And again, like it's that really creative use of pre-existing prosthetics.
yes,
Yeah.
Mel rocked the gauntlet.
Holy
Shout
moly.
out to you,
Hard.
Mel.
Hard.
Yeah, wow, does she ever deserve this win?
I feel like this episode was just fully wrapped up by Rob's statement that it's bittersweet at dinner, because while we're so sad that Caleb isn't on the show anymore because he's so phenomenal, the fact that Mel was able to turn this look out, this is a win, not just for her, for the entire show.
Yeah, I'm blown away.
So good. So, I mean, I don't even know how they're going to top it. They always find new ways. Twist after twist after twist.
Yeah.
Next week's episode looks phenomenal.
Yeah,
I'm very
does.
excited about having kind of more Mel strong suit, the less harm,
Yes.
more pretty.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But in the meantime, you guys tweet us, comment, let us know, what did you think about these looks? How awesome is Mel? How much are you going to miss Caleb? Let us know. And then join us back here next week. Bye.
Ladies, where can they find you?
Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. You can find me on Twitter at Alana Jordan and on Instagram at That Alana Jordan Girl.
I was just gonna roll with it. I was like, whatever. We say it every week. I'm Emma Fyffe. You can find me all over the internet at Emma Fyffe and on a bunch of shows here at AfterBuzzTV.com. And if you follow me on Twitter, you'll know what those are.
And I'm Michelle Cullen. You can find me on Twitter at Michelle_Cullen.
Yes, and next week we'll also have Walter here. So,
Yay!
okay, this time for real.
Bye!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.